If you're planning your next family adventure to the Smoky Mountains and want to make it both fun and affordable, I have some tips to share with you from our trip this spring when we spent a week in Gatlinburg and the surrounding areas. In this video, I'll show you how we managed to enjoy the best of both worlds, exploring the great outdoors and enjoying the touristy attractions, all without blowing our budget. Let's jump in. Now, I have to admit, when our family first started planning this vacation, I was a bit hesitant because of the overwhelming amount of touristy attractions in the area. It is known as Myrtle Beach of the Mountains because of the number of go-karts, mini golf, arcade that you pass as you're driving down that main highway in Pigeon Forge. I would much rather be outside enjoying nature and going for a hike with our family. And on top of that, so many of these attractions can be found anywhere, and I really like to prioritize finding experiences that are unique to the area that we're visiting. The other problem with these touristy attractions is that they can be extremely overpriced and expensive. So your first step in planning your family vacation is to figure out which 2 or 3 attractions are worth splurging on. Now, this is gonna be unique to your family and what you guys like to do. Now, when we started researching things to do in the area, the one activity that quickly made it to the top of our list that was going to be worth the splurge was Anakista. This is a mountaintop adventure park that is located in downtown Gatlinburg, and it checked all the boxes. We got to spend time outside. We got to enjoy the beautiful mountain views. There's zip lining if you enjoy that. There's tree houses to explore. And on top of all that, it is an experience that is unique to Gatlinburg. Now, you can save $2 per ticket if you buy your ticket online at least one day in advance. This also saves you time on the day of because you can skip the ticket line and go straight to the chairlift or gondola. They also have a shuttle bus that takes you to the top of the mountain. We did that on the way up, and then we rode the chairlift on the way back down. Tickets are $35 for adults, $23 for kids, and then children 3 and under do get into the park for free. I'll add a link to the Anakista website in the video description below if you want to check it out. I highly recommend adding this to your agenda when you're in the area. The second activity that was worth the splurge for our family was Skyline Ranch. This is a 100-acre farm in Sevierville. It's similar in the sense that you take a chairlift up to the attraction, but once you're there, you could spend hours exploring everything they have to offer. Everything from animals and a petting zoo. They also have a safari ride. There are great views from the lookout tower. If you are wanting to try a mountain coaster while you're in the Smoky Mountains, I definitely recommend the one at Skyline Ranch because it is the longest in the southeast. They also have shops to explore and food to enjoy while you listen to live music. It's perfect for kids of all ages and offers a mix of relaxation and fun. Tickets are $25 for adults, $16 for kids, and children 2 and under get in for free. Next is the Smokies baseball game. This was by far our family's favorite activity, and I didn't see it come up in any of the research that I was doing while planning for our trip. My sister-in-law actually mentioned it while we were there. The Smokies are the minor league team for the Chicago Cubs. We are major baseball fans, and the tickets and food prices at the game were fairly reasonable. Tickets range from $11 to $35 depending on where your seats are at, and I highly recommend that you check out the barbecue mac nachos if you go to a game. We sat behind the bullpen and got to interact with some of the players, which was fun, and our son absolutely loved the kids area. They had bounce houses, slides, and games. Their season does run from April through mid-September. Now, the team is moving to Knoxville in 2025, but I definitely think it's still worth the drive. It's about 30 minutes from Sevierville. Overall, this was a reasonably priced activity that our entire family enjoyed. Now, these were our family's top 3 attractions in the area, but there are so many others that your family might enjoy. There's the Dollywood theme park. There's a ton of dinner shows. They have the Ripley's Believe It or Not, as well as the Ripley's Aquarium. There's Ober Mountain, there's Sky Park, and they have a ton of museums in the area. All right, now that you've identified the top 2 or 3 activities that are worth the splurge for your family, the next step is to find free or cheap activities to fill up the rest of your time. Some great examples of these would be local playgrounds. We loved the Sevierville City Park. It was close to the hotel that we were staying at, and also hotel pools. This is a great way for the kids to have fun while also saving money. The best cheap activity in the area is Smoky Mountain National Park. There is so much to see and do. You can drive around and look at all the views and the wildlife. I also really recommend visiting the Sugar Land Visitor Center. It's a great way for the kids to learn about the animals that live in the area, and you can also talk with the rangers. They are super friendly and helpful. One of the rangers recommended Little River Trail. It's perfect if you have small kids. It meanders along a river. There's not much elevation gain. It would be great for the morning or afternoon. You can pack snacks or sandwiches for a picnic. Overall, it's a great family-friendly hike. Another must hike in the area is Clingman's Dome, which was recently restored to its original Cherokee name, Kuwohi. This is the highest point in the national park as well as in Tennessee. You drive up to the parking lot, and then from there it's a short hike on a paved trail up to the observation tower. We stayed there and enjoyed the views for a while, but I definitely recommend breaking away and exploring some of the nearby trails. Just make sure you have either a map or an app like All Trails. We've been using that for years, and it's really easy to navigate. I will include a link below in the description. There is so much to see and do in the national park, but there's tons of other free and cheap activities in the area. You can explore Cades Cove. There's tons of scenic drives like Newfound Gap Road. There are a ton of waterfalls in the area. The Gatlinburg Trolley is also free to ride around on that. And then if you love baked beans, the Bush's Visitor Center is nearby in Dandridge and is completely free. All right, now that you've got all of your activities for your family vacation, the next objective is to coordinate these activities around nap time if you have young kids, and also avoid overscheduling. Now, if you're anything like me, I have an over-optimistic sense of how much we can get done in a given day. This usually leads to me having a utopian itinerary in my mind of everything that we're gonna do, but I'm squeezing in too much, so it usually leads to disappointment, but it also makes it hard to enjoy the moment. Now, this isn't ideal or fun for anybody, but this trip was pivotal in the sense that I switched it up and I focused on only planning one main activity per day. I found this to be much more reasonable and realistic, and it allowed us to slow down, have more time to relax, enjoy the moment, and also plan around my son's nap time. That being said, I also encourage you, do not let nap time dictate your schedule. See if your baby or toddler will nap on the go, especially during longer car rides. There were several times on this trip when we had an hour or more in the car and we were hoping that our toddler would nap, and you know what, sometimes he didn't, and that was fine. We just made it work by either offering a late nap or putting him to bed early that day. There was even one time we had been shopping in the morning and we were planning on going out to a restaurant for lunch, and within that 5-minute span in the car on the way to lunch, he fell asleep. So we just quickly pivoted. We went and grabbed Five Guys and ate lunch in the car while he slept, and then we took advantage of that time to go do a mountain coaster, and my mother-in-law sat in the car with him while he continued to nap, and the rest of us went and did the mountain coaster. So when planning your vacation in the Smoky Mountains, focus on what that balance looks like for your family between enjoying nature and experiencing the touristy attractions. Have that list of activities, but also be flexible to make the most of your time and budget. If you got one helpful tip, make sure to like this video. And if you got 2 or more, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, get out there and grow through adventure.